This is a pre-tutorial video about types of graphs. The slides were prepared and narrated by Penny Robinson. In the types of data video, categorical data, ordinal and nominal, as well as numerical data, discrete and continuous, were explained with examples. The type of data will also determine what type of graph is best to visualize the data. Each type of graph has a different purpose and displays data differently. Some are suitable for categorical data and others are suitable for numerical data. There are many different types of graphs. Some common graphs include bar chart, pie chart, scatterplot, histogram, and box plot. This video will cover each of these graphs. This is an example of a simple bar chart. In this case, the percentage of the population with gestational diabetes according to two different diagnostic criteria. It is important that graphs are standalone, so they can be interpreted from the figure title and headings alone without surrounding text. Bar charts can also graph more than one variable at once. In figure 1.5, it shows the age standardized mortality ratios for 4 different diseases: circulatory diseases, neoplasms, respiratory diseases, and infectious diseases. Along the x-axis, the white bar with blue outline is Indigenous men, and the solid blue bar is Indigenous women. You can see that for each of these 4 diseases, the standardized mortality ratio is much higher in Indigenous men and women compared to non-Indigenous people. Figure 2.7 shows the care costs, DALYs, and funding, with funding on a second y-axis for 4 different conditions. What type of variable can a bar chart represent? The answer is categorical data. Another type of graph is a pie chart. The percentages in a pie chart have to add up to 100%. This particular figure from the AIHW shows how often cardiovascular disease, arthritis, back pain, and mental health conditions were comorbid conditions. So what type of variable can a pie chart represent? Categorical data, but note that only one variable can be graphed at once. Another type of graph is a scatterplot. Each dot represents one data point. In this case, the gastric cancer mortality on the y-axis and the percentage of samples that were positive on the x-axis. Each dot is one of 46 rural Chinese counties. Sometimes a line of best fit is created using linear regression and displayed on the scatterplot too. What type of data is represented by a scatterplot? The answer is continuous or numerical data for both x and y variables. Another type of graph is a histogram. A histogram looks a bit like a bar graph. The number of men with a systolic blood pressure in each category are graphed. The tick marks are every 10 millimeters of mercury. But this isn't exactly clearly labelled. I'm assuming that these bars are 80 to less than 90, 90 to less than 100, etc. But it's a bit hard to tell. The bar labelled 130 is the highest, but is this 120 to less than 130 or 130 to less than 140? Note that the bars touch in a histogram, and a histogram represents continuous data but displayed as a frequency distribution. Another type of graph that's commonly used is a box plot. It requires a basic understanding of descriptive statistics. The median is the middle value of a dataset. Q1, or the first quartile or 25th percentile, is the median of the lower half of the dataset, and Q3 is the median of the upper half of the dataset. A percentile is what percentage of observations are below that value. So the 25th percentile means that 25% of data is below that value. The graph in the top left corner is the weight of all cardiac surgery patients in 6 hospitals from 2001 to 2006. The minimum and maximum are represented by straight lines. Q1 and Q3 form the outside of the box, and the median is the line inside the box. Dots represent what are considered outliers by the stats package Stata. Note that a box plot is also called a box and whisker plot. The graph in the bottom right corner is the preoperative creatinine levels by dialysis status. You can see that the no dialysis group, the majority of observations are less than 0.2 millimoles per litre with lots of outliers. Whereas the yes dialysis group, the data is more spread out and the right tail of the box plot is very long from Q3 to maximum, and this data is skewed. Now it's time to test your knowledge and identify what type of graph is which. The bar chart is bottom left. The pie chart is top left. The scatter plot is top right. The histogram is top middle, and the box plot is bottom right. This is the end of the graphs pre-tutorial video. See you in class.